Hi, this is Mike, and welcome to my mini presentation on assessing reading, Reading to Write. This activity is intended for high intermediate college-bound learners. During this presentation, I'll discuss the features of the activity, its rationale, suggested assessment criteria, its value for my intended learners, and different ways to adapt it. For this activity, the learners will select relevant information from multiple texts to complete a written task. Because this activity combines the reading of multiple texts with a writing task, this is a cognitively demanding task and therefore it is most suitable for higher level learners. The three initial steps of the activity, which will be presented in this presentation in the slide on procedure, should take about 10 minutes. The balance of the time will depend on the nature and number of the reading text and the writing task. In terms of preparation, the learners will select information from multiple texts to complete a written task. For example, learners who are interested in careers such as law enforcement, journalism, or social work could be provided with accounts from different eyewitnesses to a specific incident, such as a traffic accident, and be asked to write a factual summary. The teacher can use real witness accounts or create them for academic purposes. The steps for this activity are straightforward. Begin by clearly explaining the task to the learners, followed by an overview of how their performance will be assessed. There are numerous ways to conduct formal or informal assessment for this activity. In a later slide, I have suggested some assessment criteria. Next, distribute copies of the reading text each learner will use. Be sure to allow adequate time for learners to complete the task effectively. And due to the nature of the writing assignment, you might choose to have the learners submit their written responses on a later date. There are multiple purposes to this activity. It mirrors real-world reading situations in which individuals read with a particular purpose. In this example, the learners are reading with a specific goal in mind, that is, extracting relevant information to create a factual summary. This activity has real-world application because people often read multiple accounts and must decide for themselves what actually happened or synthesize multiple perspectives. We rely on this skill in many real-world contexts, such as reading news articles, customer reviews, historical records, workplace incident reports, and in this case, eyewitness accounts. For example, think about how many times you've read vastly different customer reviews on Amazon or varying movie reviews on IMDb and had to form your own judgment about whether to purchase a product or watch a film. Similarly, in academic settings, students are frequently required to combine information from multiple sources when completing writing assignments. In terms of assessment criteria, I've suggested three main areas. First, has the learner identified and included accurate, relevant facts from the text provided? Second, does the written summary present information in a neutral, unbiased tone, and are the facts arranged in a logical, coherent order? Third, are the vocabulary choices appropriate to the text, and do the grammar and sentence structure demonstrate clear, comprehensible communication? Is the learner paraphrasing accurately or relying on copying from the text? You could assign point values to each criterion or create a checklist, for example. How you decide to score this activity may depend on the purpose of your assessment. That is, do you intend to evaluate learning or to support learning? This activity offers significant value for high intermediate college-bound learners by closely mimicking the real-world skill of synthesizing information from multiple sources. It also encourages learners to carefully identify main ideas while distinguishing between fact and opinion, which sharpens their critical thinking abilities. Additionally, the task supports ongoing language development and integrates several key aspects of effective writing, such as organizing ideas, using precise language, summarizing content, and paraphrasing, which are all essential skills for academic success and beyond. Overall, this activity builds a strong foundation for both comprehension and clear objective communication. There are multiple ways to adapt this activity to support the learners as they read eyewitness accounts and write their factual summaries. For example, key facts can be highlighted in the text, and a glossary can be provided to support focus and comprehension. Guiding questions, sentence starters, or writing templates all can help the learners structure their written summaries. Visual aids such as timelines or diagrams can support their understanding of the sequence of events, while audio versions of the eyewitness accounts can add an engaging, real-world dynamic while also promoting listening and note-taking skills. Finally, peer or self-assessment offers opportunities for reflection and feedback, creating a supportive environment for learners to engage with the text and produce accurate summaries. That's the conclusion of my presentation. Thank you for listening.